Hey guys, assalamu alaikum, it's Jenna G. Welcome back to my channel. So we've got the pastels covered, we've got that whole roasted chicken covered, the butterfly chicken covered. Now it's on to a simple but most times essential part of your holiday menu, and that's the festive rice or the Christmas rice and pigeon peas. So this is quite simple, rice and peas, but of course we have to include it if we're doing some holiday videos. So let's start working on that rice first. Now this is such an easy dish to put together, and those colors in them, guess what, you can actually experiment with any colors that you like. We're going to try to stick to the white, the green, and try to get the red going in there as well. So all we need for this would be the food coloring. I use liquid, but you can use the powdered one as well. You can also use those natural food colorings, but I just went with the liquid food coloring that you get in the section with all the baking supplies and all of that. So I'm using that. Of course, the festive rice will not be festive rice if we do have those raisins. So I'm including raisins as well, some sweet peppers, and I'm also including some, you can include pecans, you can include cashews, walnuts, even almonds in there, just in case you want to be a little bit more experimenting or experimental, whatever the word is. If you want to have some fun in the kitchen, throw in some nuts in there as well. I'm also going to be using some crushed up or some chopped up garlic and pimentos, and of course some all-purpose seasoning goes in there, garlic powder, and I'm also using some parsley as well. So to start off, basically all you're really going to do is put your pot of water to boil, and which you're going to be cooking your rice in. So if you're going with the white, green, and the red, you're going to put 3 pots up with 3 different amounts of rice in it. Of course, the ratio of rice, the ratio of each color will of course depend on you. So to each pot, you're going to put a little drop or 2 of the coloring in it, the red, the green, and of course we're leaving the rice to boil without any coloring in it. I'm not adding any salt just yet in this step. So once you have the rice boiled, I'm going to just remove it from the water. Of course, set it aside and let it dry. Usually whenever you're making like fried rice or mixing your rice in any sort of vegetable rice or anything, I usually prefer to let it dry out completely. So this helps with 2 things. It helps with the rice from cooking even more and getting mushy when you do put it into the pot, and it also makes it easier to just absorb the flavors, and I think it's better in terms of keeping your food to last longer. Not 100% sure, that's what I keep hearing, but the main reason I do it is just to make sure that that rice does not get mushed up in there when you do add it to the pot with the other ingredients. So to start off cooking your rice, all you're going to be doing is adding a piece of that butter or margarine into your pan, your wok, or your pot. And once it's nicely melted, you're going to add in your chopped up garlic and your pimento, onions if you want to add in onions as well. Keep your heat on low, let that cook for just about a minute or so, a little less than a minute, and then you're going to add in your sweet peppers and all your raisins and your nuts and all of that. Mix in your rice with that, add in your garlic powder, your all-purpose seasoning, your parsley, and mix that all up there. Taste it of course and adjust if you want some spice in it. Add some cayenne pepper or some ground chili, or you can even add some freshly chopped up hot peppers in there as well. So simple dish, you have your Christmas or your festive rice finished in those colors that you want. Easy. Next up, let's talk about the pigeon peas. Well, pigeon peas, you can use the dried pigeon peas, and then there's the canned pigeon peas. Of course, the canned pigeon peas are a lot easier to work with, but I actually prefer using the dried peas and beans. So if you are using the dried peas and beans, be sure to soak them the night before, and this will help the cut down on the cook time. So soak them the night before, and I usually put mine into a pressure cooker to help soften it up a little bit, and then you can go ahead and stew it accordingly. I have a video up on red beans, 3 different ways in which you can cook red beans, and you can actually follow that same way and cook your pigeon peas or even any other peas or beans that you have on hand. So you can check out that video. I'll post that down below for you guys to check out just for some reference. So once you have your pigeon peas pressure cooked, or if you are using the canned peas, you're just going to start off cooking by adding some oil and some brown sugar to your pot. Now this part is the stewing part of it. Again, check out that red beans recipe, red beans video rather, where you will have the option of not stewing it. All you can do is just simply put it into a pot with all your vegetables, your coconut milk and all of that, and let it cook down in case you don't want to stew it and you're trying to eliminate that sugar. This method though, you're stewing it, so once your sugar caramelizes, and like my grandmother says, once it starts looking like that cake batter mixture in your pot there, you're going to add in a little bit of your ketchup, mix that up, and then add in your pigeon peas. And then in goes your chopped up carrots, your onions, your whatever other vegetables you want. Pumpkin goes in there. I like to add pumpkins to my peas and beans actually. Mix that up there, add your green seasoning, important, and you can also add it later on in the cooking process. Add some water, your coconut milk to your pot. Now remember, the pigeon peas are fairly cooked through, so it will not take too long to cook. So you're just going to leave it for a couple of minutes. When it will start to thicken up, the liquid's going to thicken up in there, and you taste it, adjust your green seasoning, adjust your salt or your all-purpose seasoning is what I add in there. I also add in some paprika to the dish as well, gives a nice color to it too. Usually for my peas and beans, I like to add fresh green seasoning, fresh thyme, and whatever fresh herbs you get your hands on. So you guys taste it and adjust it. This is just to show you how to go about preparing it and give you guys another meal idea in case you were wondering how to go about making that stewed pigeon peas, and of course adding the coconut milk to it. So there you go. You have your Christmas or your festive rice, and now you have your pigeon peas to go along with it. And don't forget to check out that butterfly roasted chicken that I did, and also the pastels. And when you're ready to eat your dessert, check out my pone recipe and also the pea me recipe I have for you guys as well. So this was all about the holiday season eats and treats and sweets that we're doing here. Of course, there are countless options to choose from. Limited timing, of course, so you know the others, whatever we missed out this time, of course we'll try to get them done at another point in time. So you've got the rice, the peas, the chicken, the pastels, pea me, pone. Check them all out, guys. This was a simple recipe or simple menu, simple dish to follow along with rice and peas. But if you never tried out the colored rice, have fun with it. If you want to go blue rice, experiment and just enjoy it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to share it and give it a big thumbs up if you did like it. And don't forget to share with all your friends and your family, of course. Thanks as always for watching, guys. I will see you all in my next video.